everyone, and welcome to our next art lesson. This is an artist appreciation lesson, and we are going to be tweaking the artist appreciation lesson and creating also a Valentine's Day lesson. Okay, you will understand me better once I show everything to you. We're going to get started. I have Sarah here. She's going to tell you what materials we need.
Okay, so you're going to need a pencil and then an eraser, or if your pencil has an eraser like that on the back of it. Then you need a stencil that is a heart.
And that was provided. That was provided for you, yep.
And then you're going to need a bag of pastels in there. And then you're also going to need a plate for the pastels to go in so it doesn't get that messy on your table or anything. Then you're also going to need a paper with 12 squares all on the paper, and there's lines.
So this grid was pre-drawn for you and handed out in your materials, okay? So you received 2 pieces of white paper, one with these square grids and one that is blank. So grab the piece of paper that it has the square grids. Attached to that was also the heart stencil.
And if you lose us before you did this art lesson, then you can probably make one if you want.
You can. That's a great idea, Sarah. So you can be flexible. Let's say you lost your heart stencil. What you can do is grab an adult in your house and say, hey, Mom, Dad, Grandma, Grandpa, Auntie, Uncle, Tio, Tia, one of those.
Babysitter,
big brother, big sister. So many possibilities for an adult that you can find. And say, look, I need you to help me create a stencil that is in the shape of a heart that will fit inside the box.
Yeah, because if it doesn't fit, then it won't be a thing. It will go off, and then this heart will be going off that paper.
Yes, it needs to fit in the squares that were provided. So grab your stencil, your gridded piece of paper. The other paper that was handed out to you for material pickup is a white piece of paper. You got some black construction paper and yellow construction paper. I want you to paper clip those things back together and put those aside for the next art lesson, okay? So you pause the video right now, go grab what you need, come on back, and we can get started. All right, if you're back, that means you have your materials and you have your workstation set up. So I'm going to show you Sarah's workstation. She has her gridded paper. She has her stencil. Can you show them? It's kind of blending in. She has her stencil. She has her pencil. She has her oil pastels all ready to go. And I actually have a wet wipe for Sarah as well and myself. So that will help with getting the oil pastels off our hands when we need it. One last thing, and actually, Sarah, I'm going to have you go get it for you and I. You had a warm-up piece of paper. You need that in order to clean up your oil pastels if you need to. So, Sarah, can you go get a warm-up paper that you and I can share?
Just a paper?
Yeah, out of the printer. Thank you. Okay, so that was provided with you as well, for you as well, the warm-up paper. Okay, so we are ready to go. I am going to give you some background.
1 or 2?
Just one for you and I to share. I'm going to give you some background about an artist. And here's his picture right here. So this artist, his name is Kandinsky, and he was pretty famous. He was born in 1866, and he died in 1944, so he lived for 77 years. He was born in Moscow, Russia, and he was a painter. He is credited with painting one of the first purely abstract works of art. So I'm going to kind of explain to you what abstract art is, and I'm going to also explain a little bit more about him. We can come back to that in a second, okay? So abstract art, I have the definition right here. Abstract art is art that does not represent reality. It doesn't represent anything real that you would see around you in your home or outside. So it wouldn't be like a house, like a realistic house, or a realistic school, or a realistic play structure. So it does not represent it does not represent anything that is real. Instead, it focuses on shapes and forms and colors and textures, and the goal is to express an emotion. So as the artist is creating an abstract piece of art, that artist is painting or drawing or coloring with an emotion, and they're trying to show that emotion, okay? So he was one of the first artists to be a purely abstract artist.
Was this back in the 90s? Because there's not any.
Yeah, no, this is a while ago. Yeah, this is back in the 1900s. Oh. So this picture was taken in 1913 or earlier, it says. That's my research. Okay, so he studied art. He went to a couple different art schools. He also went to the University of Moscow, where he studied law and economics, which is different than art. He began painting when he was 30 years old. So you guys, how old are you, Sarah?
8.
You're 8. So you guys started a lot earlier than 8, right? You guys started painting and doing art when you were probably
4.
4 maybe?
Or
so
3.
You guys have a head start on Kandinsky, okay?
Oh, he didn't draw anything when he was like 8 or 9.
Maybe he did. But
he didn't draw like...
He became a professional painter when he was 30. Okay, so a couple places he lived. He lived in Munich, Germany. He lived in Russia. Then he went back to live in Germany, and he finally settled in France. So settled, yeah. So
he lived there.
Yep, several different countries where he lived. So he was part of a movement. It was called the Expressionism and Abstract Art Movement. And I'm going to explain to you another definition for art. It's called expressionism art. So we already went over abstract art. Art that does not represent reality, but focuses instead on shapes and forms and colors and textures. Expressionism art is a style of painting in which the artist tries to express emotional experiences instead of creating an image or images of worldly things. So it's expressionism art and abstract art are very, very much so intertwined. Okay, so a couple different things about him. He was really interested in researching color and shapes within art, alternating colors and shapes in different
hearts because we're doing art.
He didn't do hearts. I'm going to show you some of his work.
But then why are we doing hearts?
I'm going to explain that in just a minute, okay? Now this guy is so famous. His artwork is so famous that many people all over the world buy his prints. They're called reproducible prints. You can print them and sell them. A lot of places sell them for in frames, and you can put them up in your house. So a lot of people actually buy his artwork and display them in their houses or in their offices where they work. So he's a pretty famous guy. His very famous paintings are what I'm going to show you right now. They are squares with several concentric circles. That's what this artwork is called. So we have a bunch of different squares, right? This is a piece right here. And then concentric circles are when you do a circle and then you do a circle around it and then another one around it and then another one, and it just keeps growing bigger and bigger, the circles. So this is called concentric circles. So here are 2 different pieces of artwork of his. And here are 2 more. He really liked this. So here are 2 more different pieces. And you notice the different colors he uses. Here the colors are a little bit, careful please. Here the colors are a little bit darker, and here the colors are a little bit brighter. So you can feel a different emotion within these 2 different pieces right here, even though they're very similar. I also, when I look at this, I think of like the fall right here, and here I think of spring. That's what it makes me think of and feel when I see it. Okay, and here are 2 more pieces of his work. Okay, just some examples. So he wasn't really interested in like perfect circles or making them even, or making sure that they stayed within the box. He wasn't interested in making sure that they even had the same thickness going outwards. You can see just all the different different structures of the circles and the different colors. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna tweak our artist appreciation lesson. and we're going to tweak it to be an Artist Appreciation Valentine's Day lesson. So can you guess what shape we're going to use instead of circles?
Heart, because it's Valentine's.
That's right. We're going to do hearts. Did you have a question, honey? You want to show it?
Yeah.
Okay, come on over. So Sarah's going to show you 2 examples, okay? This one is Joey's from when Joey was in 3rd grade.
Okay, it's kind of long.
Okay, I can lift it up.
Okay.
Okay, so here's Joey's. Those are his concentric hearts in squares. Okay.
And then you guys want to see Sammy?
Yeah. So see all the different colors that Joey used, and then let's show him Sam's.
Sammy kind of did like 3 or 4 colors.
Yeah, he stuck to
blue, red, and green.
Yeah, he stuck to blue, red, and green, whereas Joey did just all different colors. So you really get to have your own personal expression of how you're going to do this. Okay. So let's get started. Sarah, she wants to get us in a positive mindset, to get us in the right mindset, I should say, for starting art. So go ahead and let's review what we always go over to kind of get ourselves centered and ready to go.
Okay, number 1, always try your best. Number 2, if you get frustrated, take a deep breath. Count to 10, take a deep breath, and try again. Number 3, everyone's art will turn out differently. Your artwork is uniquely yours. Number 4, art is not perfect. And I'm going to throw that. Always have fun.
Yeah.
And if you're not having fun, just take a break.
Take a break, yeah. And we have used this, we've used this paper for every single art lesson this year. For not just Sarah's class, but for Zach and Sam and Joey's class. And it's gotten beat up, but I'm not getting rid of it. This is like, you know,
You're soon gonna get rid of it and it's all crumpled up.
I'll keep it forever. It can be a family heirloom one day. Okay. All right, let's get started, you guys. So I want you to grab your stencil.
Oh wait, are we gonna Sharpie it over?
No, we're not
Oh,
Sharpie.
black pastel.
Yep, we can trace with black pastel.
Wait, what?
Yep, we're gonna go over that.
Oh yeah, because then we.
Okay, so I want you to face your paper in this direction right here. This is called Portrait. Awesome, Sarah. This is called Portrait. It's long. So I want you to face your paper Portrait, and this is how the heart is going to fit in our squares, okay?
Where's mine? Oh, right here. I have mine.
Okay, take your pencil. Wait a minute before that. Turn your paper over.
Oh, right.
Turn your paper over. Put your name.
Can you write it in cursive? Can you read it?
You can write it in cursive. I'll be able to read it.
I'm not gonna write in cursive.
Especially since you guys are learning cursive, go ahead, write your name in cursive if you'd like. Write your name on the back.
You know.
And then flip it over. Write your name neatly so that your teacher and I can read it. And write your name big enough so we can see it.
Can you see it, Mom?
Yep, I can see it.
It's on the corner, just so you know.
Thank you. All right, put your stencil in the very...
Mom, you could put yours, since it's like that, and if you're sitting down, you know, it's so long, you can also start at the bottom, and then you can maybe flip it over, you know, like stuff like this.
Okay. Would you like me to start at the bottom?
If you want, it's just easier for me because then I have to.
Okay, so Sarah has given us a suggestion. She said, if you don't want your paper in your lap right now, start at the bottom. So we can start at the bottom. Okay, so start by pushing the hand that you don't write with. That's what you're going to put the pressure onto the stencil so the stencil does not move. You're going to follow the stencil with your pencil lightly. You're not pushing hard. We are just gently tracing in case we need to erase. And also when we gently trace, it makes it so the stencil doesn't move. So put pressure with the hand you don't write with the hand you write with, trace along the stencil. In case you haven't worked with a stencil before, this is how you do it. Maybe you have worked with a stencil before and you just know what to do. So go ahead and get started.
I think we've done an art lesson before with another stencil, Mom.
You know what? You're right. We did one earlier this year, huh?
Try not to move your stencil, guys.
Try not to move your stencil. Yes. Okay. Once you have your heart, you know, if you need to erase a part that maybe didn't, went inside or outside of the stencil line, go ahead. But you only need just a very faint trace of it because we're going to be using oil pastels. Okay, go on to the next square. put the pressure down.
I messed up on that.
That's all right.
Can you erase it, please?
I can help you out. Where did the eraser go? Okay. All right, so.
I did it too hard, you know.
Yeah, can you do it a little bit lighter?
Is that good?
Yeah, that's beautiful. Just do it a little bit lighter. Remember,
No,
we're just.
I moved my stencil.
Can I show them what to do? Because this might happen to other people. Okay, Sarah goes, dang it, I moved my stencil. So you line your, is that a good imitation? Okay,
Yeah.
You line your stencil up, follow the line. Okay, you can line it back up. If you moved your stencil, just fit it back in. It's like a puzzle piece. Okay, fit it back in, put the pressure down, and keep tracing. Okay? Sarah, you can try that strategy.
Okay.
All right, and I have to do it too. Careful, moving this. Okay, I have to do it too because I lifted my stencil as well. So I want you to do this in all 12 boxes. It's not a race. We're trying our best. Okay.
Yeah.
All 12 boxes. There you go. All right, I've done 2 boxes. Everybody should be working at their own pace. You're working at your own pace. It's not a race. Everyone's trying their best. And the great thing is now you all have a heart stencil that you can keep at home. Yeah.
Ooh, Mom.
This is for you guys. Okay, I've done 1, 2, 3. Oh, we could do some, what do you call it? Multiplication right now.
Oh, no.
I have 3 in this row. I'm going to have 3 in this row. I'm going to have 3
It's 12.
in this row. And I'm going to have 3 in this row. So I have 3 in each row. And how many rows do I have? 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have 4 rows. So I could do multiplication. I could do 3 times 4 equals 12. Yeah. Okay, remember, we're just gently tracing it because we're going to be using our oil pastel to be going over it anyway. Okay, so why don't you move on to the next one? It doesn't need to be perfect. It's okay, it doesn't need to be perfect. You just move on to the next one and you do all of them. And I'm just super lightly, I'm barely even touching my pencil down on my paper. Barely. Okay. I'm going to go through all of my squares. Everybody's working at their own pace. If you need to take a break from the tracing of the stencil, shake your hands out. Go ahead and do that. If you're feeling frustrated because you're going, your pencil doesn't line up with your stencil all the time and it's not tracing it evenly, just take a break. Take a 5-minute break and come back. This is just the outline of your heart, by the way, because we're going to be using our oil pastel to trace. And remember, I'm going to show you the images again. Kandinsky, his shapes were not perfect at all. They were all different, I don't know what you would say. They were all different
kinds of circles.
They were all different kinds of circles. Yeah, they weren't perfect circles. In fact, I almost think that was his goal, was to make them not perfect. So let's try to make that our goal for our hearts. Let's not try to make them perfect. Let's just make them. Okay, I've done 1, 2 rows. 1, 2, and I'm on to my 3rd row. Remember, we're drawing lightly, tracing lightly, I should say, stenciling lightly.
I kind of erased that line.
It's okay if that line erased. You can still see it. Okay, I am almost, I'm a little bit more than halfway done. I've done 6 of my 12 hearts. Okay. On to my next square. We're not going for perfection. We're just trying to have a good time. Oh, I moved my stencil. That's okay. And it's really important for us to be gentle with ourselves when we mess up. Okay, so I've done 1, 2, 3 rows. Now I'm going to go to my 4th row. Yep, I keep writing on my stencil, and that's okay. Okay, I'm going to show you that I'm going to be okay with my heart not being perfect. Now look at my stencil here. My pencil did not line up with my stencil right here, but I am not going to erase it. I'm going to be okay with it, and I'm just going to move on. And I'm on to my last square. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of 3 hearts, and Sarah told us that equals 12. You can do multiplication, 3 times 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can count by threes, 3, 6, 9, 12, or you can count by fours, right? 4, 8, 12, okay? A lot of different ways you can do math. We are done with the stencils. If you're not done, press the pause button and go ahead and finish all of them, and then press the play button and come on back, because I'm going to tell you what we're going to do for step number 2 before we do the last step, which is coloring. So step number 2 is we are going to use our hands, no stencils, and we're just going to make different concentric hearts inside the stenciled hearts. So let's show him.
For Sammy, he did only one without.
He did. Yes, that was his choice.
And Joey did.
So Sammy did all different types. He did some with a bunch of concentric hearts. He did some with just 3. He did some with 2, and then this one didn't have any. So he was just doing, you know, he was deciding for himself. So this is what it's going to look like. Are his hearts perfect? No, no. Our goal is to...
Okay.
Yep, and
did
this
you guys
heart...
have stencils on this?
This heart, we did, and this heart went above that line into the other square, and that's fine, okay? Now I'm going to show you Joey's to give you guys a variety, okay? So Joey's, here are Joey's, the concentric hearts all inside, and that's what we are going to do now, okay? So if you're back with me, that means you're done stenciling and you're ready to just draw some concentric hearts, and we're going to do it super light. So I'm just going to do maybe 1.
I'm not a light person.
You're not a light person?
Sammy is.
When he draws?
Sammy's such a light person.
He is. He does draw really lightly.
No,
So I'm going to do 2 inside. 1, 2, 3 hearts. So I have 2 inside my big heart. Okay? So I'm just going to do this all the way around. I need to make enough space in order to color, correct? Right? So I have to make sure that I do have enough space to do my coloring. So don't do your concentric hearts too close together. You can do something like this close though, like this. And then you can do something like this in the middle, a smaller one. So see how that's really skinny here and then really big here? You could do that. What, honey?
Can I stop and start doing
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, now I'm going to do... Sure. Well, I'll show you. Sarah wants to show you where she is. So she's done half of her stenciling, but she has decided that she wants to follow along with me and start doing her concentric hearts. Okay, so go ahead and Sarah.
Soon I'm going to have to stop and keep going with other hearts. Okay,
Okay, so I've done those 3. I can do something like this. I can go like this really, really close over here and then really far away over here. So it's a lopsided heart. And then I can do that all the way around. I can do a lopsided heart in here like this also.
Are you doing any kind of pattern or not?
No, I'm just doing it randomly. I was just showing them a lopsided heart.
You're going to do all inside? All of them inside?
Yes. That's what concentric means. It means it gets smaller and smaller as you go in.
You're not going to just go like that for one?
I could. Would you like me to do that where it's just one heart inside? I could. Yeah, I could do that right here. You can just do one heart right here.
But you could color in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so go ahead and do it however it is you'd like to do it. So this one I decided to do a pretty small middle one and then a teeny tiny one right in the middle. This one I did a really big middle one. Yeah, that's enough space. So just fill it all in. Do it however you'd like. Go at your pace as long as you are trying your best and you're having a good time. Okay, so I can look at these for inspiration too, to get some ideas. See this one right here? That one's kind of a funky one. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going. I have 4 more to do.
You like it?
That's
and then
beautiful.
I'm gonna do a pattern, you know, like this, dun, 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 and then this right here, this. Well, yeah, this right here, this right there, this right there, and this right here. This
Sure.
right
However you want it to be.
Here, this right here. I don't know.
Whatever you'd like, honey.
Okay.
Okay. So I just did.
Change it all like this right here, this right here, this.
It's whatever you'd like. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys where I am. We're on step 2. Step 1 was the stencil. Step 2 is the concentric hearts in the middle. And now step 3 is going to be the last step, which is using our oil pastels to color in. So let's do one box together. So what I'd like you to do when you're doing your oil pastels, I want you to start at the very, very top. If you are right-handed, I'm right-handed. If
I'm right-handed.
Sarah's right-handed. If you're right-handed, I want you to start at the top, and I want you to go all the way to the left corner, right here. And I want you to work your way this way. I want you to work from left and go right, right. Then I want you to come down to the next row and go left, right, right. Left, right, right. Left, right, right. Do you have any idea why I want you to do it in that order?
Oh, because here, I know. Because if you're right-handed, you usually rest your hand on this side.
Yes.
But if you're left-handed, I don't know how to hold the pencil because you know if you're left-handed, then you go like that. I don't know how to hold the pencil on my other hand.
That's okay. What happens if we were to start coloring here? And then with our oil pastel, and then we went over here and started coloring, and we're right-handed.
Well, because then you'll smudge it.
You'll smudge. Okay, so I just told you the strategy for right-handed people. I'm right-handed. So now I'm going to tell you the strategy for left-handed. If you're left-handed, so right-handed, start at the top left. Left-handed, you start at the top right.
Yeah, because you're resting your hand on.
Yes, you're going to rest your hand over on this side. So you're going to color here, the top right, and then you're going to go left, left. Then you're going to come down to the second row. You're going to go all the way to the right and go left, left. Come down to the third row, all the way to the right, left, left, and then the last row, all the way to the right, left, left. The reason why you want to start at the top is so that you work your way down without smudging the oil pastel. Okay? So I'm right-handed. If you're right-handed, you're starting with me in the top left corner. If you're left-handed, you're starting with the other left-handed friends, and you're starting in the top right.
What if there's only one person and you don't have any friends? Well, in the school.
I don't know who's left-handed and right-handed. Okay, so now you just start picking your colors. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start, and I am going to actually do the outside of my heart. Well, maybe I'll do...
Can I start at half, guys? Look at... I'm
Yeah, you can
literally
start on
just
half.
doing half because I don't have time. Mom's going so fast, but you guys can pause and I can't.
That's true. Okay, so
So I'm
Sarah's...
just going to do the
Sarah's
rest
just-
maybe like tomorrow or after.
Okay, that sounds like a good. Okay, so we are going to start... Hang on. We're going to start...
My brother's talking to my mom.
Zachy came over and wanted to ask me something. Okay, so grab your scratch paper and grab the first color that you want to work with.
Oh, I have black, and look, I want to show you this. That on it, there's a little bit of like, I don't know if you guys can see or not, but there's a little bit of blue and red. But I don't know if you guys can see. So
what are we gonna do, Sarah? Because I have a bunch of
we're
black
gonna go
on my
like
red.
this. How?
Here, let's move this. Okay, show them what we're gonna do.
Okay, we're gonna go like this, or like scrape it off.
And we're gonna scrape it off. So this is gonna be a good example. This is really black, right? So check it out. So here's my red, and I'm getting all the black off. Look at all that black that's coming off, okay?
Well, this.
So we've done this several times already this year, so just get whatever color you're gonna be using, whatever side you're gonna be using, the tip or the
Oh my
side.
gosh, I actually got some off.
Good, and then we're gonna get off the colors that have attached to your...
Isn't that good?
Yep.
Okay.
You're
Bye,
going to get the
guys.
color off that has gotten onto your pastels because our pastels are all in the same
Do we have to do this? Look.
bag.
We have to outline it because Joe
Yes,
and
that is correct. In the end, we will be outlining it all with black to make it pop.
should I do it right now? Or
Nope, we do it at the very end. So Sarah asked a great question, the outlining. We are going to be with black. We are going to be outlining all of the boxes, and we're going to be outlining all of the hearts.
I'm doing pink because I'm gonna do pink in this.
All right, so go ahead and get started and start. So you're going to start right here and go boom, boom.
Oh, not right
Come down
here.
and go boom, boom, boom. Start at this one right here. Okay, so go ahead and start. We
Mom,
are-
Look at that. It was clear. It was just like that.
Yeah, you're cleaning it off. Good job. Okay, so
Oh.
I'm just using the tip. Sarah, I think we probably are only going to be using the tip here because this is very precise artwork. So I don't think you need to do the sides.
Okay, then I'll just do.
Okay, so I just did the center of my heart. I'm going to pick another color.
Kind of hard because it's tiny.
I'm going to do the next concentric circle,
I'm gonna do,
heart.
Oh, right. I'm gonna do.
And we are going to
blue.
color in everything. We're not going to leave anything
You think
white.
that's a little too
Small?
small?
That's you have to make that call.
I need a eraser.
Okay. So as you're coloring and you're taking your time, this might take you a couple times sitting down to do it.
Hours, days,
Maybe.
years,
No,
months.
not years. Okay, we're gonna take our time though. We have time. We have time. Remember, you blow. If the oil pastel that kind of rubs
Blow.
off, you blow it. You don't brush it. If you
I'll
brush
write out
it,
crayon.
it will smudge if you brush it. So we're going
Why do we have
to.
oil pastels, not crayon? Like, you
Well,
know.
because this is what was decided for this lesson. If you can't find your oil pastels, you can use crayon or marker or color pencils. It depends, you know.
This is just like
I hope you still
crayon.
have your oil pastels.
Why did they even make this up?
It's just a different. It's just a different medium.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is really small.
It is small. Keep going.
How do they do it? How do you do it?
Well, I'm just trying my best.
I wish I had a little thin tip.
A thin tip, yeah. Okay, so I am trying my best. I'm taking my time. I'm coloring everything in. I'm trying not to leave anything white. Although, as I get close to this red heart right here, I'm not really going into it because I know I'm going to use black to outline, okay? So I'll show you that right now. You can outline as you go if you like. Oh, do I keep doing that? I keep blowing it onto yours, huh?
One time.
Okay, so you can either choose to do your black Sharpie, or not Sharpie, your black outlining.
We are not using Sharpies.
You can choose to do your black outlining as you go, or you can do it at the end.
Please?
A wet one?
No.
A dry one?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Okay. So here's my black, and I went ahead and did the outline there. Okay. So I see a little bit of white here.
Mommy, look at.
That's okay. You can use. Can I show them what happened? Okay. So Sarah goes, oh, look. So she smudged some blue over here. When she uses the next color, she's just going to put that color right on top of that blue, and that blue will disappear.
Ooh.
Okay? And it's okay if our colors do smudge. Art is not perfect. We are just trying our best. All right, I'm going to take my next color.
Should I do red?
I just cleaned off the tip of my orange because my orange is very light and it had a lot of black on the tip. So here we go. My tip's cleared off, and I'm going to do my last concentric heart. Oh, I kind of went into my blue. Look what happened when I went into my blue. And I'm going to just be okay with that, okay? I'm going to be flexible and be like, oh, it happened. Oh, well, I'm going to move on. Okay. So I'm doing my orange. I think I'm just going to do one box with you because I think you guys will get the hang of how to do it. And then you can go ahead and you can go ahead and do the other 11 boxes on your own.
Me?
You could, when you're doing it on your own, you could listen to some music in a quiet place somewhere. You could
what if you have like so many brothers? They're like all rowdy, like ah.
I know. Sarah, bless her heart, has 3 brothers, no sisters.
2 of them are gone and 1 of them are here.
Yeah.
But he's just playing quietly.
He is. He's being so good.
He just said hi.
He's being super good. Okay, so I can even shift my paper around like this if I need to.
Of course.
So that I don't smudge anything. Can always shift your paper if you need it. If you're going and you get a little bit of that color next to it on your oil pastel, use your scratch paper and clean it off. And keep going. All right. We're all working at our own pace, and we're all trying our very best. It's okay.
I blew it out.
Okay, here you go. Sarah's trying her best. I'm trying my best. My heart does not look anything like Sarah's.
I thought you were going to say your real heart that you have
No.
in your body. My heart is like...
No, my heart looks totally different from Sarah's, which I love that our art is turning out differently. Okay, so I just did my orange, and I'm going to grab my black oil pastel, and I'm going to outline it. Okay. And then I'm going to do the last thing, which is the outline around my heart. Zach, pick a color for me. Pick a bright color, so not black or brown or white. Pick a bright color.
These.
And I already used these 3 right here. What do you think?
Green or pink? Maybe green?
Okay, I'll use green. Okay,
Lime. That's lime.
Zach picked.
You already got red, blue, and orange. So I picked. Those are your most favorite colors. That's maybe no.
Okay, so now I'm gonna do the background just like Kandinsky did. Look, here, the background is totally colored in as well.
Oh, I get that.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. The background, yeah. Sammy colored in all his backgrounds, right? Okay, so I'm on the very last part of this first square. I'm doing my best. I'm having a good time. If I didn't have you guys that I'm talking to, and I didn't have Sarah here to chat with,
you'll be talking to yourself.
I could talk to myself. I'd probably have some music on if I was just hanging out doing this by myself. So if you're hanging out doing this by yourself and you want to put some music on, feel free to do that. It always feels good to listen to music, I think, for me. Or maybe you're sitting with somebody in your family and they're just hanging out near you.
Like moms and dads, they're usually quiet when you guys are doing some art that is that your maestro or someone wants you to get in. They're always super quiet, sometimes on their phone texting, calling, or watching.
So I want you guys to know that this all washes off. If you accidentally draw on the table, that's okay. It washes off. But if the adults in your house prefer you to have something underneath your paper,
Newspaper.
you should put something underneath if the adults in your house don't want you doing it right on top of the counter or the table. Okay, so I just did my background, and now I'm going to do my last outline with my black. And you guys know that you can pause the video as we go along.
But we can't.
Sarah,
I mean, sometimes,
Sarah
like
can't.
Joey, or like when you're making like a little video, like this one, and you post it on YouTube, and then sometimes they pause the video, but then they redo it, and then they like on an app, they like put it together. You know?
Yes, you can edit it.
I think
yes.
Joey knows how to do that.
Maybe. Okay, so my suggestion to you is as you go along, I'm really liking the idea of doing the black oil pastel inside the hearts as you go along. And I want you to work if you're right-handed, because I'm going to sign off here with Sarah. If you're right-handed, you remember you're going to go top, left, go right, right. Then you go down to the next row, start at the left, and then go right, right. You go down to the third row, left, right, right.
Like this
left,
is what I'm doing it. I'm
right,
outlining
right.
first. So
Once you have done all of a row, you come down to the next row, right? If you're left-handed, you start at the right and you go left, left, and then you come down to the next one. Start at the right, left, left, and you work your way all the way down your paper. Start at the right,
sometimes
left,
your oil
left.
pastels don't even have the some colors on it, but this one mostly does.
Yeah,
This
that
one's
one's pretty dirty of yours.
And like light colors usually get more dirty.
Yeah, the lighter colors do get dirty more quickly, because they were in our, our oil pastel bag. Okay, so I'm gonna pretend that we are done. I'm gonna encourage you to do at least, an entire row of hearts, if not two. So you're at least halfway done. And then you can come back and do the other half on another day. Or if you're feeling like you're, making good progress and you're feeling like you want to keep going, you can keep going. But let's just say you're done for the day, because I'm done for the day and Sarah's done for the day. We're gonna do our cleanup, okay? Oh, before that though, once you're all done with all 12 hearts, that's when you're gonna get your black oil pastel and you're gonna do all the lines.
Even on the squares, even on the squares,
All the lines, yes. You are going to outline
It's like a Sharpie.
You're gonna once you're done with all 12 hearts, you're gonna do the lines going down, the 2 lines going down, and the 3 lines going across. 1, 2, 3, and then you'll be done. Okay? Okay, so I'm done for the day. If you're done, then go ahead and clean up with me. We're gonna put our oil pastels back in our Ziploc bag.
Oh, you did a heart?
I did 1 heart.
Oh yeah, I'm on
But I was talking a lot, so
yeah,
maybe maybe some of your classmates, they've done 3, or maybe they've done 4 hearts.
2.
Okay, so take your oil pastels, put them in the Ziploc bag, close it up.
Yeah, because they're just listening and focusing.
Yes. Take your paper plate, keep it with your oil pastels, put these in your safe place where you keep your art materials. Then take your warm-up paper that you've been using in order to clean up your oil pastels, and your stencil you can do whatever you'd like with. We're done with that. You can keep it for your home. Then you're going to use a paper clip, and you're going to paper clip your scratch paper on top of your composition, and you're going to put it in a safe place, and you're going to come back to this, and you're going to continue doing this until it's all done. Once you're totally done with your artwork, you are going to keep your warm-up paper on top of your artwork to kind of protect it, and you're going to bring it in a paper clip with your name on the back, and you're going to bring it to the material pickup date the next time that there is one. Yes.
Okay.
So we are going to sign off now. Here is what Sarah has done. Go ahead.
You don't have. You don't have to, but I'm gonna do the blue for the background. Now I did it for the middle, but I want to do it for the background because Sammy's what he did. He did let's see, like this. He did green right there, and then a green for the background.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do your colors however you'd like. Okay, Sarah, thank you for joining me. This was really fun, and Sarah and I are just going to keep working on this until we're finished. So it might take us a couple more sittings, and then we'll be ready to put it in Sarah's art portfolio. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you for the next art lesson.
Bye, everyone.